Hello and welcome. My name is Sbusi and you are tuned into the South African Crime News podcast. Moving on to the Free State, where three accused sentenced for theft and possession of stolen cell phone tower batteries. In a media statement provided by the South African Police Service Office of the Provincial Commissioner of Free State, in June 2021, Springfontein police was summoned to an incident close to the N1 where the two cell phone towers signaled a break-in. Police, working together with private security companies, responded and successfully arrested three males and recovered 24 batteries to the total value of 135,000 rand and a white Toyota bakkie used in the commission of the crime. The three suspects, aged 28, 32, and 34 years, were arrested and detained in Springfontein. The case was handed over to the Provincial Organised Crime Investigation Unit. On 10 May 2022, the three suspects, Clive Hove, aged 28, Washington Khoza, aged 32, and Patrick Cherner-Bandern, aged 34, were found guilty and sentenced as follows. Counts 1, tampering or damage of essential infrastructure and theft of 12 cell phone tower batteries belonging to MTN, which equals to 15 years imprisonment, and counts 2, tampering or damage of essential infrastructure and theft of 12 batteries belonging to Vodacom, which equates to 15 years imprisonment. So each suspect was sentenced to 30 years as the two charges do not run concurrently. Free State's Provincial Commissioner, Lieutenant Bale Motsenyane, lauded the contribution made by both cell phone companies during the investigation and continued by commending the investigating team for the sterling work. This must send a strong message to those who continue to damage essential infrastructure. And in Zwelitsha, Eastern Cape, a former soldier among 8 suspects arrested for pension payout robbery. The Eastern Cape Provincial Commissioner commends the police for their swift response that led to the arrest of 8 armed robbery suspects, resulting in the recovery of 5 various caliber firearms within hours after an armed robbery incident in Mbizana. In a media statement provided by the South African Police Service Office of the Provincial Commissioner Eastern Cape, on Monday morning, 9th of May 2022, at about 8:30 a.m., it is alleged that at least 8 heavily armed unknown men traveling in a white Toyota Corolla targeted a local general store that was operating as a pension payout outlet in Gwandela location in Mbizana. The post office employees who were manning a satellite outlet were held at gunpoint together with security officers. Suspects managed to steal an undisclosed amount of cash and a grey Toyota Hilux belonging to one of the post office employees. The suspects used the two vehicles to flee the scene. The police's immediate response led to the arrest of 5 suspects not far from the scene, traveling in one of the getaway vehicles, which was a Toyota Corolla. A preliminary investigation led to the arrest of 3 additional suspects and the recovery of 5 firearms. The second getaway vehicle that was stolen during a robbery was recovered abandoned a few kilometers away from the scene. The 8 men, aged between 31 and 48, are due to appear in the Mbizane Magistrate Court on Wednesday, 11 May 2022, on charges of robbery with aggravating circumstances and possessions of unlicensed firearm and ammunition. In another incident on Tuesday morning, 10th of May 2022, at about 8 a.m. in the morning, it is alleged that 3 armed men robbed a post office in Sterkstroom. It is said that suspects made off with undisclosed amounts of cash. Police are urging anyone with information that could lead to the arrest of the suspects to contact the investigating officer, Detective Captain Ngobani Makashalala, on 082 442 2275, or the information may also be shared via the Crime Stop number on 08600 10111. And moving swiftly along to Nelspruit, where the Mpumalanga Provincial Commissioner warns members of involving themselves in criminal activities. The Provincial Commissioner of the SAPS in Mpumalanga, Lieutenant General Semakeleng Daphne Manamela, has sent a stern warning to members of the police who involve themselves in criminal activities, as drastic steps will be taken against them without any hesitation. The words of the general were uttered following the arrest of a police warrant officer on the 7th May 2022 on allegations of being in possession of suspected stolen roofing timber planks. In a media statement provided by the South African Police Service Office of the Provincial Commissioner, Mpumalanga, according to the reports, members received information from the public about roofing timber planks that were stolen during an incident in which a truck carrying roofing timber planks was hijacked on the 6th of May 2022 at Pola Park in Polokwane. At about 4 p.m., the details were followed by the astute members, which led to certain house belonging to a police officer. The alleged building materials were then found, and police believed that they were stolen during the said hijacking incident. Warrant Officer Alvis Oswald Chirwa, age 49, was arrested and charged for possession of suspected stolen properties. He appeared at the Polokwane Magistrate Court on Monday, 9th of May 2022, where the case was then postponed to Friday, 13 May 2022, for a formal bail application, while Chira was remanded in custody. Meanwhile, on the 10th of May 2022, at about 9:30 a.m., police at Carolina were patrolling in Silobela Township in Carolina and spotted a suspicious bakkie with 2 occupants. The vehicle was loaded with 20-liter containers. The car was then stopped and a search was conducted, whereby a discovery was made that the 2 were transporting 200 liters of diesel. The driver, as well as the passenger, aged 19 and 20 years old, respectively, were arrested after it appeared that they reportedly did not have a receipt nor proper explanation of where they bought the diesel. The 2 were charged for possession of presumed stolen goods, and they were also expected to appear in Carolina Magistrate Court on the 11th of May 2022, facing the said charges. And in the Free State of false insurance claims, a lands officer behind bars. A sergeant appeared in court today for defrauding an insurance company after she registered a false claim. In a media statement provided by the South African Police Service Office of the Provincial Commissioner of Free States, anti-corruption members arrested a female sergeant stationed in Tweespruit police station at about 9:15 a.m. It is alleged that the sergeant opened a case of housebreaking and theft back in February 2022, alleging that someone broke into the house and stole her television sets and clothes. This was to allow her claim for the insurance. Anti-corruption units members were notified after it was identified that something does not add up. The suspect was arrested on Tuesday, 10th of May 2022, while at home, and has appeared in the Tweespruit Magistrate Court facing charges of defeating the ends of justice. She was granted bail and the case was postponed to the 24th of May 2022 for further investigation. And in the Gauteng province, police request assistance in locating a man who allegedly murdered his girlfriend and a child. In a media statement provided by the South African Police Service Office of the Provincial Commissioner Gauteng, the detectives in Gauteng requested the public to assist them in locating a 31-year-old man who is on the run after he reportedly murdered his girlfriend and an 11-year-old child on the 8th of March 2022 at Nel Mapias. Hopefully I pronounced that right. According to information, the victims were choked to death and the child was raped. The circumstances surrounding the incidents are being investigated. Anyone with information that can assist with the investigation or apprehension of the suspects is requested to contact the Crime Stop line at 08600 10111 or report tip-offs on the MySAPS app. And a man in Durban has appeared in court for perjury. In a media statement provided by South African Police Service Office of the Provincial Commissioner KwaZulu-Natal on Saturday, 7 May 2022, at about 12:50 p.m., a case of armed robbery was reported at the Marion Hill SAPS. A 53-year-old man allegedly reported that he was driving along Uktola Road in Marion Hill when his vehicle was jammed by unknown men. At gunpoint, they robbed him of his firearm and fled the scene. The docket was assigned to the investigating officer who investigated the matter further. During the investigation, it was established that there were contradictions in the statements. The complainant was immediately contacted and he was interviewed thoroughly. It was established that he had reported a false case. He was informed that making a false statement under oath is a criminal offense. The investigation revealed that he visited his girlfriend in Marion Hill and left the firearm in the vehicle. The vehicle was then broken into by unknown suspects and the firearm was stolen. A suspect was then arrested and charged for perjury and failing to safeguard a firearm. We are appealing to members of the community to refrain from opening false cases, as it is a criminal offense, and whoever commits this offense will face the law. And in Polokwane, a shop owner has been arrested for allegedly raping a 10-year-old child. In a media statement provided by the South African Police Service, Office of the Provincial Commissioner Limpopo, the police in Namakhale outside Palabora have arrested a 36-year-old shop owner for allegedly raping a 10-year-old girl at Namakhale Zone B on Sunday, 8th of May 2022. The victim reportedly went to the local shop at about 11 a.m. after she was sent to buy airtime vouchers. Instead of giving her the airtime, the shop owner allegedly locked the door and raped her inside. After the incident, the suspect let the child go, and when she arrived home, she then informed one of the family members. The police were immediately notified and a case of rape was opened. The suspect was apprehended at his shop and appeared in the Namakhale Magistrate Court on the 10th of May 2022 for a formal bail application. The Provincial Commissioner of Police in Limpopo, Lieutenant General Thembi Hatebe, has commended the swiftly arrest of the suspect. She said, "We are deeply concerned by incidents where vulnerable children are being abused and sexually exploited by older men. We call upon community members to join the police in the fight against gender-based violence and femicide and report all the cases of this nature to the nearest police," concluded Lieutenant General Hatebe. Police investigations are still continuing. And in Gauteng, police arrest a murder and rape suspect while 2 accomplices are still being sought. The police in Kagiso have arrested a murder and rape suspect aged 18 on Saturday, 7 May 2022 at about 10 minutes past midnight at Madala Hostel following the rape of a woman and murder of a 38-year-old man. In a media statement provided by the South African Police Service, Office of the Provincial Commissioner Gauteng, police received a complaint of a rape near Madala Hostel at Corner Kagiso Avenue and Leo Street. They proceeded to the scene where they found the rape victim. The victim alleged that she was accosted by 3 unknown suspects who demanded cash and her cell phone at gunpoint. They thereafter dragged her to an open space near the hostel and took turns to rape her. She further alleged that while she was being raped, she spotted an unknown man a few meters away walking past. She then screamed for help, and as the man tried to help her, the suspects attacked him. The victim pointed out the scene to the police where she alleged the man was attacked. The bleeding body of a man was found lying dead with stab wounds and a big rock next to it. Police launched a manhunt and followed some leads, which led to the arrest of one of the suspects. The 18-year-old suspect, who is a hostel inmate, has been charged with rape and murder and has been detained at Kagiso SAPS. 2 of his accomplices are still at large. Kagiso police are urging and appealing to members of the public who know their whereabouts to call Police Crime Stop on 08600 10111 or Kagiso SAPS on 011 696 9059 or 65 or 67. Information can also be submitted via the My SAPS app. And for our last story today, Khayelitsha police seek assistance in a murder case. In a media statement provided by the South African Police Service, Office of the Provincial Commissioner, Western Cape, crimes against women and children are a top priority for the Western Cape Police, and we will do anything possible to arrest perpetrator thereof, says Lieutenant General Pategile after a fatal stabbing incident on the 8th of May 2022 at about 6:45 p.m. in Mapongwane Street, Taiwan, Site C, Khayelitsha. According to reports, Khayelitsha SAPS members received a complaint of a stabbing victim at the mentioned address, and on arrival found the 29-year-old victim lying on the street with a stab wound to her body. She was certified dead on the scene by paramedics. The suspect is yet to be arrested. The motive for this incident is believed to be domestic violence related. Khayelitsha police kindly request the victim's boyfriend, Sivuyile Tabile, to contact them as they believe he can help in the investigation of the case. Anyone with any information about this fatal stabbing incident is kindly requested to contact Crime Stop on 08600 10 111. And that is all for today. Catch us next time right here on the South African Crime News podcast. Signing out.